You just might think the last war Mexico was in was the Mexican-American War 177 years ago. But there's more to that story. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Frank Strickland with Hidden History. In the midst of World War II, a nation with a deep-seated policy of non-intervention was drawn into the conflict. It all started when German submarines attacked and sank Mexican oil tankers. This aggression prompted Mexico's President Manuel Avila Camacho to declare war on the Axis powers in May of 1942. Historians agree that Mexico's main contribution was providing the United States with precious raw materials, especially oil. Mexico and Brazil were the only two Latin American countries to send troops to fight the Axis powers overseas. This is the story of the 201st Squadron, also known as the Aztec Eagles. The squadron was composed of over 300 volunteers, roughly 30 of whom were experienced pilots. Their purpose was not only to cooperate with the Allied cause, but also reestablish a more equitable relationship with the U.S. and to liberate the people of the Philippines, with whom Mexico shared a 300-year history. The men left for training in the United States on July 24, 1944. The pilots received extensive training in armament, communications, and tactics at various bases in Texas, including Randolph Field and Majors Field. By the time they crossed the U.S. border, the war was almost over. The pilots trained extensively on the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt fighter aircraft. On February 20th, 1945, the squadron was presented with its battle flag, marking the first time Mexican troops were trained for overseas combat. The Aztec Eagles arrived in Manila on April 30th, 1945, and were attached to the U.S. 58th Fighter Group. Their combat operations officially began in June of 1945. Their arrival was a shot in the arm for the Allies on the brutal Pacific Front. For about 4 months, from their arrival in late April until their final mission on August 26, 1945, they participated in the Allied effort to bomb Luzon and Formosa. They flew more than 90 combat missions, accumulating over 1,900 flight hours. Their missions involved dive bombing and ground support, and they were credited with putting an estimated 30,000 Japanese troops out of action. In addition to destroying enemy buildings, vehicles, and anti-aircraft guns, their work was recognized by General Douglas MacArthur. The victory came at a price. 5 squadron pilots died in combat, and 3 more died in accidents during training. The squadron returned to Mexico on November 18, 1945, and received a hero's welcome in Mexico City. But while American soldiers became known as the Greatest Generation, the Aztec Eagles were soon all but forgotten in Mexico. In 2004, the squadron was awarded the Philippine Legion of Honor. A neighborhood and a metro station in Mexico City were named in their honor. There are no living members, and this extraordinary generation has taken its last breath. But the story of the Aztec Eagles doesn't end there. The squadron is still an active duty squadron today, flying the Pilatus PC-7 from Cozumel. And that is our hidden history. Take care, everybody.